Guys, what is going on? It is me, Chris Colgan, your favorite realtor here. And I gotta tell you, the Washington, D.C. market is driving me insane. I have never seen anything like this before. There are hardly any houses for sale. Let's talk about what's going on really quick. The interest rates, as I'm sure if you follow, you know they are going just all over the place recently. The Fed has been trying to decide what they're going to do because the economy is still pretty hot, which they don't want because it's causing an inflation. Well, some reports have been coming out where things are starting to cool off, but then we had this jobs data come out about 2 weeks ago, and then the interest rates instantly went up and they were about above 7%. But as of today, they have fallen back down to about 6.5%. But what is going on is a lot of sellers during the pandemic time were able to refi at 2.5 to 3.5%. Given the limited inventory, a lot of people are not going to sell their house, lose that interest rate only to have to bid up on other houses. So we're just seeing this weird market, and you can definitely tell why when I go into these stats here, why this is just insane and this is unheard of. I thought maybe the market would slow down, but it really hasn't. And let's talk about our Washington, D.C. market as a whole. So these stats right here, they come right from the horse's mouth. Bright MLS, who controls the MLS here in the Washington, D.C. area, and they have a few economists that work for them. So let's talk about it. They go on to really quickly say, in June of this year over year sales were actually down 18% from last year. So last year was actually kind of a slow time as well. So there's a really limited inventory that they go on to mention. Now here's what they say. The number of active listings has declined for over 3 consecutive months, with just 5,900 listings in all of the market at the end of June, and inventory is down 20% from a year ago, and it's 50% less from 2019. So before the pandemic, when we were just in a normal market, this is down 50%. So you can tell even in a normal market, we are down 50% from our pre-pandemic level. So you can tell there's just not much for sale. There's only a 1.3 month inventory of supply. So there's only 7 weeks of houses on the market. What does that mean? If no other house is listed, it would take 7 weeks for all the houses in the DC area to sell. That's the amount of buyers there are. I have seen it in my career as high as 8 to 10 months. So you can tell that is a huge switch. What they go on to say, there does not appear to be any relief in sight for buyers, as new listings are down 40% year over year, meaning 40% less listings on the market. And then buyers have to act quick, as the medium days on market for the DC area is only 7 days. And I can tell you right now, some areas like Arlington and DC are a little bit slower than out of the suburbs. So let's talk about this really quick. Let's talk about the DC market in a whole. So closed sales are down 18%, like I said. Medium sales price has stayed about even, 0.3% or 600,000 year over year. So the market, the prices haven't gone down as everyone predicted, but of course they're not going up. They're average 3 to 5%. Pending sales are down 18%. New listings down 40%. Active listings down 20%. Month supply are up 13%, which is only 1.3 months. But here's the crazy thing. Showings are only down 10%. So there are still a ton of buyers out there looking, right? Buyers have not slowed down, but what I am seeing, a lot of buyers are getting frustrated and they're just giving up. And I had a few buyers make mistakes. At one point, the rates were 5.75, and they said, you know what, we're gonna wait for them to go back down. And I said, I don't think they're gonna go back down. Even in this normal market a couple years ago before the pandemic, 5.5 and 6 was a great rate. And then guess what? They ended up going back to like 7%, and now they're down to 6.5. And those buyers missed out on some pretty good deals where they could have got in at a good time. So definitely just don't sit on the fence if you really do want to own. So let's talk about just the cities and what's going on with kind of each city. And this will kind of shock you because you can tell how still localized some of these areas are. So in Alexandria, closed sales are down 18%, Arlington down 3%, Fairfax County down 17%, Loudoun's down 23%, and then Prince George's County 14%, Montgomery County 22%, and then DC's down 15%. So that's kind of even all across the board. That means that's not really a big stat to me. That means there is a lot less sales. And honestly, I see a lot of realtors also leaving the business, which means a lot of them have left because there was some quick money in it. So there's not as much sales going on right now. But let's talk about medium sales prices for each local city here around here. This is where things get a little interesting. In Alexandria, they're up 15% to 702,000, which blows my mind. Arlington's down 3%. totally does not surprise me. Arlington has condos from $150,000 to single families to $10 million. Definitely just a totally different animal. Arlington, with the Amazon headquarters, all the things going on there, definitely does not surprise me. Fairfax County prices are up 5%, so their median sales price is hit $720,000. Falls Church City is up 11% to $1 million. Loudoun County right now is completely even at $689,000. And then you get over to Montgomery County, theirs is up 5%. Prince George's County is up 2%. The thing that really blows my mind, Washington, D.C.'s median sales price is down 16%. That completely just like blows my mind. And I said that a bunch of times already, but you know what? D.C.'s market is definitely all over the place. You have Georgetown, the $2-3 million to $10 million penthouse condos. Then you have other areas that aren't as expensive, a lot of development going on, but D.C. is definitely a lot slower. There's just been some things going on in D.C. I think a lot more people are moving out to the suburbs. So just getting into that, right? Like the market is just going all over the place. And you can see some of these medium days on the market. Fairfax County 5, Loudoun 6, DC 16, Alexandria 6, Arlington 7. So some of these areas are just really low compared to Washington, DC, which is 16. So DC, things are taking a little bit more time to sell. Let's check out just a few of the outer suburbs over in Virginia because they kind of classify some of these a little bit different. So I wanted to get in a couple stats here for you over in Virginia. All right, so let's talk about some of these suburbs of Virginia. Probably the healthiest or places are moving the quickest is going to be Prince William County. There's a medium days on market of only 5 days, which completely blows my mind. So let's talk about closed sales. So Culpeper County is down 11%, Fauquier's down 9%. You get out to, let's see here, Manassas is up 15%, Prince William County is down 24%, Spotsylvania is down 20%, Stafford down 22%, and then Warren County, Winchester area down 25%. So that doesn't surprise me, kind of like the rest of the region, but let's look at median sales prices and see if they went up or down. Culpeper's is up 15%, $487,000. Fauquier's is up 7%. So that is a really healthy market, $592,000. Fredericksburg, $430,000. Then you get over to Madison County, $330,000, down 5%. That's kind of one of the worst ones. Manassas Park is up 36%, so I don't know what's going on over there. Prince William County is up 1.4%, $550,000. Definitely a little bit more affordable than obviously Loudoun, Fairfax, Arlington, Alexandria. But the market in Prince William County is really healthy. There's a lot of it growing on here, especially in Manassas area. They are tearing down a lot of places, building some luxury hotels. And then you get over to, let's talk about some of these, maybe these outlying areas, because one thing I've been watching is Airbnb. The stats are saying that they're down about 50% for bookings. And so that Luray area, Shenandoah area, Front Royal, Winchester, like I said, not Winchester as much, but Front Royal, Linden. I wanted to see how the sales are affected there. And they really haven't been changed. Right here, Warren County, 2.5%, and then over in Shenandoah, 2%, Rappahannock, 6%. So those big Airbnb markets, they're still doing pretty strong. And then you get over to Winchester City, up 3%, and Stafford's up 5%. So the prices in these areas really have not gone down at all. It's just, I don't know. This just really is just a really weird market. So here's what you can do if you're thinking about buying. You got to have an expert like myself, and then also you want to be able to really be patient. That is the key. But also, if you see a good deal, I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing some buyers go back and forth for a week or two, and by the time they do that, the house is gone. If you really are in love with a place and you're going to stay there for several years, you got to jump on it, especially if you can also get a good rate. I know plenty of lenders that can also really help you out with that if you need a referral, and I can help you anywhere in the country. I can refer you to a top agent if you're looking anywhere in the country. I know some people from out of state watch me, or even out of the country watch me, so I really appreciate that. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick update. The market is just driving me nuts, so we're just taking it month by month. Definitely subscribe, please. I mean, look, I'm almost crying. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. As always, I'll see you at the top or from the top.